Hey YouTube, it's Hannah Loba. If you want more MotoAmerica content, check out the new and vastly improved MotoAmerica Live Plus app. It's the only place you can catch all the race action in one place all season long. Click the link in the description below.
We have the same starting grid as we've had all weekend. It's Matthew Chapin on pole for Medina and Fernandez.
Then we have Ryan Wolf, Carson King, and Eli Block. On the second of the Bartcom bikes is Eli. Avery Dreyer and Ellis. They're back-to-back with Solly Mervis on the third row. Logan Cunnison, Reese Frankenfield, and Juliana Fernandez. Then we had Woodworth, Sanchez, Mascaro with Way, Keezy, and Jonathan James outside of row number 6. And a little bit further back, Betancourt, Lloyd, Williams, and Gendron. So, yeah, like you say, Greg, they're going to get to do 2 races today. So this is going to be the first one, and red flag is gone from the front of the grid. Here we go.
Our 11 laps scheduled in Junior Cup. Revs are up. Lights off the Away Racing. And it looked like the front row got a good start, especially the 39, but a little wheel in the air. Is it going to be the 95 of Chapin who leads us through turn number 1? And now we're headed turn number 2 towards the keyhole. And what a lead.
He's got some serious pace, Greg. It's exactly what everybody behind does not want to see. Chapin all weekend, he's had up to a second gap in some of the practice sessions. So for him right now, the 95, I spoke with him yesterday. He had a small slide off yesterday in warm-up. And I talked to him about it. He said, I really don't know what I did. He said, I went into the keyhole, lost the front, no big deal. But you can see it hasn't knocked his confidence. And while the guys behind him are going 3-4 wide going down into turn 6, looks like Fernandez is going to get that spot. It's allowing Chapin to just do what he's doing and get out front. This championship points leader wants to try to win this championship.
So the Bartcon Racing rider, Matthew Chapin out of Damascus, Maryland at 16 years old, has got a very interesting situation on his hands, as this is our first of our 4 remaining rounds for Junior Cup in 2024, and the last season of Junior Cup, as this class converts to MotoAmerica Talent Cup for 2025 and beyond. And they're not going to be racing Ninja 400 any longer as of next season, but they are right now. So Chapin trying to do the checkout. Not an easy thing to do in this class, especially with the long straightaway that we have here at Mid-Ohio. But right now, Chapin is turning the screws, and onto the front straightaway he comes, and we'll get a good look at the margin at the line.
About the championship implications, you know, I'm a bit of a talker, but if my math is correct, he could potentially wrap it here this weekend if my numbers are right.
And you can see here that Carson King's done a really nice job solidifying this third, but Yandel Medina has come back. Looked like he was falling back a little bit, but the 39 now trying to make a charge, and he's going to make that pass going down into turn number 6. So he's trying to get in on the back right now of this battle between Ella Dreyer, you can see here, with Eli Block.
Ella Dreyer really having a great second half of this season, pouring on the gas and mixing it right up towards the front. And the thing about the 14-year-old Dreyer is she's got a lot of aggression on the brakes. And when you have these these bikes are basically, Jay, all the same. So what you can do is a little bit of suspension and a little bit of gearing changes. And so where you need to make your passes is either ride around the outside of people or do what she just did.
Going into turn 6 and play games on the brakes down here like you're going to see right now. This will help him draw up to the back of them.
39 Medina off the back straightaway will lead the way. Ice Barn Racing Mervis just back there. Couldn't quite get the draft on the back straightaway, but he's been able to make it up in some of these corners. As you can see, that Mervis is starting to close on the back.
Eli Block is now taking that next spot. He's gotten by Carson. Carson looks like he's trying to line him up going down into turn 1. He'll make that pass. Will Carson King on Eli Block.
And the 25 is Solly Mervis, who finds himself in a really interesting position for the first time in his young racing career. And a pass up the inside off the back straightaway. Side by side they go, and it's got to be Medina who really has position and is able to turn his motorcycle back to the left and hold on to third. That's going to cost you a couple bike lengths. Got to have these corners, and there's a pass for third place. So Carson King getting after it once again. A nice move from King to take over third spot. A little over 3.5 laps remain in Junior Cup race number 1 here at Mid-Ohio. He was able to get a 6th place finish, so Solly Mervis in a really good spot right now. at his coming out party to try to get himself onto the podium. It looked like he was going to make a move there for 4th place. It cost him a little bit. Looked like he couldn't get those downshifts done possibly, but he's going to lose position on the racetrack. And how about this now? All of a sudden, Ella Dreyer finds herself. Eli Block tried to pull out and pass Ella Dreyer. It was a little early. He's going to do it on the brakes now. Here he goes, but Ella's so deep on the brakes, she does not let that happen. So Dreyer is holding on to the position, and she's been so good at taking tight lines, it's going to be really hard to pass her. There's only a couple opportunities left as Chapin still leads the way out front with Jaden Fernandez as we look at this battle for 3rd, as everyone in this paddock is holding their breath to find out how this is going to finish.
That would have been a place where Eli could have maybe turned it back up underneath Ella there, but she did a nice job. Look, she's running pretty defensive. Eli, though, gets a great run, and he's going to put himself in a good position in a very technical turn 13. Eli goes up underneath Ella. Is he going to be able to hold that line? Now he's got to run it in here nice and tight. He's got to keep it tight here, Greg, and he's done a good job, has Eli Block, to move himself into 3rd.
So the checkered flag flies, and Chapin has already taken the checkered flag. Fernandez in this battle of 3rd as we come across the line, and it's got to be Eli Block ahead of Ella Dreyer, Medina, Carson, and Solly Mervis with his 2nd best finish of his young career. But it's all about this guy right here, number 95, Matthew Chapin, with a huge victory and another 5 points over the rest of this field plus. It's Chapin over Fernandez, Eli Block, Dreyer, and Medina, your top 5, and Hannah is down in victory lane with our winner.